Transfer deadline day is over, and let's just say it's been eventful. After hours of drama and many Arsenal fans stressing, Mikel Arteta got his way with 2 more signings in the door. So today we'll get all the details behind all of our confirmed moves, discuss all the drama behind Reiss Nelson, find out the breaking team news regarding Mikel Merino, and reveal why exactly Arsenal have signed Raheem Sterling. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Baz14. Welcome back to your boys channel, and I hope you guys are doing sensational after a very hectic deadline day. Well, we have got so much to break down, so as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're starting off with the deadline day madness. On a day where Arsenal were always going to be busy, let's just say things were happening. Starting off with the departure of Aaron Ramsdale. After 3 years at the Emirates Stadium, his Arsenal career is officially over, as Southampton announced him in an iconic video, dressed as Hagrid, tribute to him being at the Southampton playoff game at the end of last season. He joins them on a permanent transfer on a 4-year contract, a deal worth initially £80 million up front, 25 in total with 5 in add-ons. Arsenal will also have a sign-on clause which I think will be very important come the future. Ramsdale is a Champions League caliber goalkeeper, so if he can have a good season at Southampton, I'm sure a bigger team will come calling. In his Arsenal goodbye, he said, "To my Arsenal family, from the moment I arrived, I felt like one of you. All I ever wanted to do was give my all and try to get the club back where it belongs. The connection that we've had will stay with me forever. This is a special football club that has come a long way in a short space of time, and it's been a privilege to share so many great moments with you. I look forward to returning soon, seeing some familiar faces, and reminiscing on good times. Thank you to all my teammates for going to battle with me. We certainly gave it a good go and had some fun. Finally, and most of all, thank you for the Gunners for always being behind me. I will love you forever. See you soon, Rambo." To lose a fan's favourite is definitely a bit emotional, and as Mikel says, Ramsdale has been a top professional since joining us in 2021. He has made many contributions during his time with us. We thank Aaron for everything he gave Arsenal and wish him and his family the best of health, success and happiness in his new opportunity with Southampton. A fantastic tribute video with so many good moments. His passionate celebrations will definitely be missed. But in terms of Arsenal and their replacements, of course, we had João Garcia, who Arsenal made numerous offers for above £20 million, but with Espanyol being stunned on a €30 million valuation, Arsenal instead turned to Neto of Bournemouth. As Fabrizio confirmed the "here we go" deal completed for the Brazilian goalkeeper, after Espanyol confirmed to Arsenal their final bid for João Garcia, a €20 million fixed fee plus add-ons, cannot be accepted. Arsenal left Garcia and signed Neto on a loan deal instead. Then it was confirmed by Arsenal themselves, our first signing of deadline day. Welcome to Arsenal, Norberto Neto, confirmed to wear the number 32 Arsenal shirt previously worn by Aaron Ramsdale. A surprise move that no one saw coming, but at the same time sensible. 35 years of age with vast amounts of experience, playing in the top leagues for Barcelona, Valencia and of course Bournemouth. Neto says, "I had 2 dreams as a kid to play for a football team. My team in Brazil where I grew up and became a professional footballer, and also Arsenal. Now I'm realising it, I'm a very lucky person." But with the lateness of the deal in terms of Arsenal's game against Brighton, Neto is not eligible as we weren't able to register him. But more importantly, in terms of the Carabao Cup, a competition that you normally see Mikel Arteta rotate his goalkeepers, after captaining Bournemouth in their last Carabao Cup game against West Ham, he is now cup-tied and won't be able to play. Which some Arsenal fans have laughed at, but at the same time it's a very good opportunity for our other goalkeeping signing in Tommy Setford, signed from Ajax with massive potential. Setford alongside Miles Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri were all absent from Arsenal's under-21 game against Aston Villa, potentially because they can all be included in Arsenal's matchday squad against Brighton. But keeping it on the confirmed deals, you also had closure for Eddie Nketiah. After a long deadline day with no announcements, some Arsenal fans started to wonder what was happening. Arsenal confirmed, "Good luck in your next chapter, Eddie. Once a gunner, always a gunner. From hell end to the first team, number 62 to number 14. Eddie leaves Arsenal after 168 games and 38 goals scored, vacating the Arsenal number 14 shirt and taking the number 9, as Crystal Palace confirmed themselves. Back south, welcome to Palace Eddie Nketiah. Born and bred in Lewisham, South London, the connection is definitely there, and I've got a really good feeling that Eddie's going to smash it at Crystal Palace. Not only because they've made a key investment, but under a top manager like Oliver Glasner with the mentality that Eddie has. Going to a club and being a starter at 25, he's ready to be a star. A player that thrives on rhythm, playing alongside childhood friend Eberechi Eze. Eddie Nketiah for me is going to cook. But what was happening with Reiss Nelson? After a quiet deadline day, we had a late report from Sky Sports, confirming that 4 clubs had approached Arsenal to try to sign Reiss Nelson. Then you had Ipswich Town swoop in, a Fabrizio exclusive confirming they had advanced talk to sign the player on loan, with the reliable Sam C confirming that Nelson is travelling to Ipswich for medical. But that's where you had an RKO out of nowhere. Fabrizio confirming the deal for Nelson and Armando Broja had both collapsed, with the deals off Nelson was once again available. And that's where you had this report from Alex Crook, that now Fulham were leading the race. Already with Emil Smith-Rowe and Alex Iwobi with Bert Leno and gone, Fulham will now have 4 ex-Arsenal players, as Fabrizio confirms. Nelson to Fulham, here we go, a loan deal done with all documents completed in time. As Arsenal said themselves, wishing you all the best on loan, Reiss. With the departure confirmed on loan, it now means that no Arsenal player from Arsene Wenger's final ever squad will be at the club this season. I won't go as far as saying it's the end of an era because of course it's a loan with no option or obligation to buy, but having been serially underused by Mikel Arteta last season, despite his stats radar showing very promising signs, Nelson is a player that can cook on the left-hand side, playing alongside former teammates Emil Smith-Rowe and Alex Iwobi. If Nelson is able to cook, then Arsenal could also be cooking. Having signed Nelson to a long-term contract last season, if able to thrive elsewhere, he'll be able to massively increase his value. With already so many suitors as proven this summer, a good season away could take that to a next level. But moving on to Arsenal's Raheem Sterling deal. After a slow start to deadline day where Arsenal fans were definitely struggling, Mikel Arteta was being coy, saying let's see, it's always possible. In the last 24 hours of the transfer window, never rule anything out. In terms of Raheem Sterling, I cannot talk about a player from another team. You know I never do. But Sterling was indeed the player that Arsenal were chasing the most. Fabrizio confirming in the morning that Arsenal had contacted the player, but approaching 5 PM UK time there was nothing really happening. Fans starting to melt down, doom and gloom around the Emirates Stadium, with even David Ornstein saying if the market closes, with Arsenal sticking with what they've got, I think they'd be perfectly happy with that. But with the departures of Fabio Vieira, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah, players that played over 70 times for Arsenal last season, it was getting to the stage that Arsenal had to sign off for. But with even the Arsenal players not knowing what's happening, according to Sky Sports reporter Gary Cotterill, about half an hour ago Bukayo Saka drove past us, went down his window, popped his head out and said who are we signing? It was getting desperate, we needed some copium. And that's what we got from the Gunner blog as he tweeted as things stands, causing controversy but something was definitely cooking. We then got the Ornstein bomber. 8 PM UK time saying that Arsenal were in talks to sign Raheem Sterling from Chelsea before the transfer window closes, with Arsenal actively working on a loan from the Chelsea attacker. Personal terms would still need to be agreed but no issues were expected. The hours after were hectic as Arsenal became locked in negotiations with Chelsea, willing to take Sterling on board but only on their terms. We then got the famous 3 words. Fabrizio Romano confirming Raheem Sterling to Arsenal, here we go. Agreement done on a loan move from Chelsea, with Chelsea accepting the final conditions and the player wanting the move, having also spoke to Mikel Arteta. Agreement done and documents expected to be okay soon. At 1:55 AM, Arsenal announced the player himself. A photo alongside Edu Gaspar saying it's official. The announcement itself was a thing of beauty, with Sterling saying people like to talk, don't they? Well, so do I. And all I'll say is you're about to see the best of me. One of the best Arsenal announcements in a transfer that was done in a very short period of time. Raheem was finally in the Arsenal colours, and do you know what? It suited him as well, as Arsenal became the 4th side in his Premier League career, from Liverpool to City to Chelsea and then Arsenal. Raheem says joining Arsenal is an unbelievable feeling and I'm buzzing. This is the perfect fit for me. You see the journey the boys are on and the hunger, and I keep saying it again, the togetherness is something I'm looking to be a part of. This was a reactive signing as Arsenal tried to address their forwards, as confirmed by Edu Gaspar himself. To be fair, we never planned to sign him when we started the transfer window, just to be very transparent for different reasons. But we always say to everyone that you have to be prepared for every single scenario. When the opportunity came and I checked the squad, I checked how he played and spoke to Mikel Arteta. I spoke to Tim Lewis, our vice chairman, to check if everyone was comfortable for the step we are going to take. It makes a lot of sense to have someone like him because I'm pretty sure he's going to add a lot to our squad. The deal itself has been very controversial, but in my eyes I'm going to go as far as saying it's perfect, mainly because of the deal itself. As confirmed by Miguel Delaney, Arsenal are paying no loan fee and less than 50% of the wage contribution for Raheem Sterling, with even team news and ticks confirming that Arsenal pay Sterling only £100,000 a week. Chelsea are paying more for Sterling despite him being an Arsenal player for the season. We've taken Reece Nelson's wages and given it to Raheem Sterling, the one in one out policy working to perfection. It's really hard to criticise it when you look at what Arsenal are getting. A player with a vast amount of Premier League experience entering his 14th year in the league, with over 120 goals to his name, alongside a history of working alongside Mikel Arteta to a very high degree, with a whopping 53 goals and assists across all competitions in his last season where he was coached by Mikel Arteta. In the calendar year of 2019, he was only behind Lionel Messi, alongside a history of working alongside Bukayo Saka, thriving with him time and time again for England. Arsenal are getting a player with 4 Premier League titles that is very versatile, with over 200 games as a left winger and over 150 as a right winger. Also able to play down the middle with Champions League experience, 95 appearances and 45 goal contributions. Surprisingly still at the age of 29, taking a massive pay cut because he wanted to work under Mikel Arteta, leave a Chelsea side looking like the Royal Rumble and sign for a title fighting team instead. From his announcements to his interviews, there's one thing that's clear. Sterling is coming with a point to prove, constantly saying that he's going to remind fans what he's made of, with all the world and media onto his back acting like he's Anthony. He'll want to prove that he's still that guy. So with Sterling arriving alongside Saka, Jesus, Martinelli and Trossard, the Arsenal wing depth was looking very strong. And here is our final squad after the transfer window. With the arrival of Neto, Calafiori, Marino and Sterling, 2 players in every single position with a lot of versatile ones. High quality players to bring off the bench and change the games. In my eyes, definitely stronger than last season. But approaching a massive game against Brighton at the Emirates Stadium, Mikel Arteta has confirmed that Gabriel Jesus is going to be out, still struggling with the groin injury. You've also got the bad news from Mikel Moreno, because Mikel says has a shoulder injury and will look to be out for a few weeks now. He landed on the floor and Gabby landed on top of him. It's probably a fracture. We then got a team using tick stagger, confirming Moreno will be out for 6 to 8 weeks following his injury sustained in training, missing a minimum of 8 games. Trips to Spurs away and City away, it's definitely not what you want to see, as Mikel says he will still be a part of every team meeting, but will use his time the best way possible, and in a few weeks he will be ready. It's definitely very unlucky, but at the same time you've got to firm it and move on with it. With the likes of Rice, Partey and Jorginho already available, and an international break around the corner, Arsenal do have enough to get over the line. And in terms of the boy Raheem the Dream, as Team Using Ticks confirms, Raheem Sterling is scheduled to be unveiled by Arsenal when they face Brighton at the Emirates Stadium tomorrow. But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow the boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was the final episode of the 2024 Transfers FC. It's been an eventful window with 4 signings in. Rate your window down below in the comments, and now we've got a massive game to look forward to against Brighton at the Emirates Stadium. So stay tuned as always, and I'll see you next time. In a bit.